Canadian GP. Hamilton and Verstappen respond after McLaren reveals serious problem. McLaren arrived in Montreal hoping to challenge for victory, but the Canadian Grand Prix turned into one of the team's most frustrating weekends of the season. After team boss Andrea Stella admitted the MCL40 was plagued by a major issue that left it unable to fight for the podium, both Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen offered their own reactions to McLaren's surprising assessment.
Despite showing encouraging pace earlier in the weekend, McLaren endured a difficult race on Sunday. A risky decision to start on intermediate tyres, Oscar Piastri's collision with Alex Albon, and a gearbox issue that forced Lando Norris out combined to derail the team's hopes. After the race, McLaren team principal Andrea Stella delivered a blunt verdict on his squad's performance. Here in Canada, we had issues in pretty much all areas of racing, from the sporting side to reliability and an accident, Stella admitted. The Italian revealed that the biggest underlying problem was the inability to generate enough front tyre temperature in Montreal's unusually cold conditions. According to Stella, the MCL40 struggled to bring its front tyres into the optimal operating window, leading to repeated lockups, missed apexes, and a significant loss of pace throughout the race. The drivers kept locking tyres and going long in corners, and just not getting the front tyres to work at all, he explained. More strikingly, Stella suggested that even without the strategic mistakes, reliability concerns, and on-track incidents, McLaren still would not have been quick enough to challenge for a podium finish. Looking at the pace of the other cars that were contending for the podium, I'm not sure that today we would have had this pace, he said. The McLaren boss even admitted that both Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen appeared beyond reach in a straightforward race.
Lewis Hamilton, who secured another strong result for Ferrari in Montreal, acknowledged that tyre management proved decisive throughout the race. The seven-time world champion felt Ferrari managed to understand the conditions far better than several of its rivals. The conditions were tricky for everyone, but once we got the tyres working, the car really came alive, Hamilton said after the race. Responding to Stella's comments, Hamilton praised McLaren's honesty, while noting that changing weather conditions can dramatically alter the competitive order. Sometimes a car that looks unbeatable one weekend can suddenly struggle the next. That's Formula One. Canada was one of those races where getting the tyres in the right window made a huge difference. Hamilton added that Ferrari's progress in recent races has allowed the team to capitalise whenever rivals encounter difficulties. Max Verstappen also appeared unsurprised by Stella's assessment, revealing that Red Bull faced similar tyre temperature challenges during parts of the race. Although the Dutchman finished on the podium, he admitted Red Bull was not operating in ideal conditions. "I couldn't generate the tyre temperature that we needed around here," Verstappen explained. "The tyres were never really gripping and never really in the window, so that made things quite difficult." Verstappen suggested McLaren's issues were likely amplified because their car seems particularly sensitive to cold track conditions. When you can't switch the tyres on properly, everything becomes harder. The balance changes, braking becomes difficult, and you lose confidence in the corners, he said. Even so, the reigning world champion was pleased Red Bull managed to overcome its own limitations and secure a valuable podium finish. The Canadian Grand Prix exposed a vulnerability McLaren had largely managed to hide during the early stages of the season. While the team remains one of the benchmark outfits on the grid, Montreal demonstrated how sensitive the MCL40 can become when temperatures drop and tyre warm-up becomes critical. Stella insisted the team still believes its recent upgrade package contains genuine performance gains, but admitted extensive analysis will now be required before Formula One heads to its next round. For Hamilton and Verstappen, meanwhile, McLaren's difficult weekend served as proof that the battle at the front remains far from predictable. And if Stella's concerns persist, Ferrari and Red Bull may see an opportunity to close the gap in the races ahead.